All right, everybody, got head coach Ben Olsen here for you. Ben, thoughts on that 4-1 result against a Western Conference opponent here? Move up the table.
I think it's one of those, we kind of still need to process. There was a lot going on in that game, and they're I think, a hell of a team. It wasn't a 4-1 game, but we've kind of had games where, we struggled to score goals, and we weren't really efficient in some of the opportunities we had, and that's cost us points at home. So I don't really give a shit. It's goals, it's 3 points at home, and that's super, super important for us right now as a team and for our fans. And we play a lot of good teams here coming through the next 7 games, and starting with Vancouver, quick turnaround, one of the better teams in the league. So it's just going to keep coming, and we just have to keep pushing our level. Was that our greatest soccer today? I don't know. It was hot. It was the first hot day in a while, and it hit, I think, both teams. We haven't been training in it, so I think in some ways it hit us as well. Maybe it hit the opponent a little bit harder, but overall, really thrilled for the guys that we were able to put up some goals and entertain and send the fans home happy.
We'll start in the middle here with Rudy.
Thank you. Hey, Coach. Congratulations on win tonight. Basi has been one of the most creative players, at least statistically speaking, throughout the season. He hadn't found the end product. He scores tonight. Just your thoughts on his performance?
All week we're working on, anytime we have a game like Toronto, right? Anytime we have a game like LAFC at home where some of the final stuff is not there, we're going to ask more of certain guys to help us out. And he did that all night, again, and entering the box, being in those situations more when the ball drops. We say make your own luck, right? Get in there. Balls fall to you. And he's got enough quality to see those moments out. But if he's not there and he's being supportive and coming around 20 yards out and not getting into the box, then maybe that goal doesn't happen. And these are the little things that we're trying to push more and more so we can have these nights where we're more dangerous. Not many bad performances from us, and that's another thing everybody needs, every coach needs, is everybody showing up and playing at the level that they can play. And for the most part, we did that. Mika was incredible tonight. I thought he was a very, very strong defender. Griffin, was dangerous, got up and down, and Ibra was dangerous, more running in behind, and I thought his work rate was high. So a lot of good performances.
Yeah. Also, you speak of the defensive scheme, and we've been talking about that obviously in recent games. But just how happy are you with 4 different goal scorers tonight and that work rate that they provided?
Yeah, the more you can get on, yeah, for sure. I don't really care who scores them, but it is nice to share them, and everybody feels a part of it. Kowalczyk comes in and gets a goal. I thought the subs did a good job. Latif as well, kind of solidifying the game. It was a real back and forth there, and we didn't seem to have the punch to finish out a play. So then, Latif comes in really to settle the game down and take the extra pass so we can add some numbers. And thankfully that worked out. And, again, subs did a good job.
And last one from me, Ache comes out, early in the second or before the half ends. Just any update on him? Yeah,
it looks like a hamstring, and we'll see. We'll just see how bad it is. But I don't anticipate him playing Wednesday.
Coach, I remember earlier in the season you were talking about preparation for where we're at now. It was early in the season. You always told the players, "Hey, this is play the game, play the match like a playoff, we're fighting for the playoffs." Is the team actually really getting to what you were saying earlier in the year?
We spoke about it this week. It's time. It's time to turn it up, right? This is where we're at in the season. So it's collectively showing up and playing our best. It's individually, doing everything we can to recover and get back for Vancouver and showing up on game day. That's just what time it is in the year. And all these teams are a lot of them are above us that we're going to play. That means they're good. They've earned that. But hopefully that lights a fire in us that we want to move forward and not bounce around 9, 10, in and around the play. We want to try to move up, and it's going to take performances like tonight to do that. Again, because they keep coming. The teams that they're coming in here are solid.
And you talked about playing 90 minutes of football, and it seems like that's what you're getting right now.
Well, the defensive effort has been great. Two goals in 4 games, and I think 2 losses in 13, 14 games. So that's good. And through that period, we didn't amass enough points. That I think we dropped some. So it's just important for us to win at home, and we haven't done that enough this year. And so this hopefully gets us back on track, where we're playing our best stuff at home, and and even if we're not playing our best stuff, which at times we didn't today, it's important to walk away with 3 points more often here at home.
Hello, Ben.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
5-star performance by your team tonight. You're now moved up points. You're now 5th on the league table now in the Western Conference. How does that make you feel?
Okay. We never feel good. This. Coaches don't feel good unless you hold the trophy in the end. So this is just a process. You're going to bump up and down. It makes us hopefully hungry for more. And Vancouver comes in here, another home game, another good team. So we'll enjoy this tonight. But tomorrow we got to get ready for Vancouver. But again, getting this home win, I think, is a big. It's a big step for us. If we don't get this one, I think it's the home form continues to be a little bit of a struggle, and we gotta keep going. We gotta maximize this. We're going to tough places in the next month, and we gotta make sure we get our points at home.
Ezequiel Ponce came into the team late during the season, but he seemed to have been able to join the team and solidify the team. How will you rate his performance since he's been playing for you?
Well, I've spoke about it before, how some of these players from abroad come here, and it takes them time. Look at Kowalczyk, is doing well now. Ibra, doing well now. It takes time for some of them. But Ponce's been to Russia, to France, to Spain. He's been all over Europe, He knows how to pack his bags and move and do a job. So that transition has been very quick for him. He's insatiable. He wants information, and he's open and selfless, and he does a lot of work without the ball. His defensive pressure is incredible. I don't know if people give him credit for how hard he's working for this team, and that's a staple for us, for every player on the team, and he's done a good job of that. And we just got to keep feeding him and get him more goals.
Thank you.
Yep.
Coach Dwight Williams with Houston Media Source.
Hey, Dwight.
When you have a good game like this, and you win at home, and you have a really good performance from most of the guys on the field, isn't that a good time to really look at what are the things that you need to work on, and give me a couple of things that you think that you're going to talk to the team about working on based on this performance?
Well, we were poor for long stretches of that game. I mean, we pissed the ball away left, right, and center for a while. Cost too many possessions, too much back and forth in weather like this. You got to take care of the ball, and we were open. I thought our press was we were a little stretched, and this is a team that can play through a press, and you have to be really tight. You have to be really collective and making sure you trigger at the right times. Making sure we're really well versed in how to go about the game without the ball, and at times it wasn't good. It wasn't cohesive. So we'll work on that. We'll work on some of the possession stuff, some of the decisions that we make. We're just rushing too much. We can always take the other side and get higher percentage looks. Just little things like that were off today. But it was hot. I talked to some of these guys afterwards, and it was kind of a lazy. But I think the weather actually played a part in it, because we've been sitting in this gorgeous weather the last 2 weeks. I think the heat hit us just as much as them.
David up front.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on the win. Today it was 2-1 at an instance, but today the team, a bunch of one-goal games, but today, how important was it to go up 3-1 and then 4-1?
Well, they at 2-1. They really, even going back to your question, the start of the second half was unacceptable. It just wasn't at the level it needed to be, and it cost us a goal and maybe a little bit more hard work. But they're pushing at 2-1. They're pushing and leaving themselves exposed. And at times, we haven't done a good enough job of sticking the knife on the other end when teams are very aggressive against us, looking for the tying goal. So that's a nice. The third goal is a nice response, and Kowalczyk comes in and kind of gives us that. So that's so the third. Yeah, the third. So that's important. 2-1, you hang in there. Arango's dangerous, and all of a sudden it's a tie game. So that third goal is big, and we haven't been able to get that too often at home this year.
And then you do this the second half without your captain. Then, if I'm correct, Artur it goes into captain, and then third, Coco. You mentioned it earlier in the season, his importance, but if I'm not mistaken, it's the first time that he takes the captain armband. How much does he mean to you in his performance tonight?
Coco's? I thought Coco was great. First time back, give him a start, and then he has to go back into that 8 role, and he did a good job. He's fatigued, so we got to get him back and running. But he was good. He always tells me he can play there, so we're going to find out.
And then you mentioned it briefly, Vancouver, and then Austin, a 3-match week. How important was it to start off with 3 points?
It was big, but we want. Hopefully, this team understands how critical this next one is at home, because then we go on the road to two very tough places, and just got to keep going. There's no rest. Win, enjoy it. Let's focus on Vancouver.
Eric, been brilliant game plan tonight.
Okay, well, thank you.
Well, my question
It all worked out just as I thought.
I hope so. I was going to ask, the game plan comes to this game. Were there any changes? Can you elaborate to those? And did RSL really play into your game plan tonight? They didn't park the bus like teams typically do when they come here.
Yeah, I don't think they certainly didn't, and I give them a lot of credit for that. I got a lot of respect and love for Pablo. He's a good friend, and he's a warrior, and I love his teams. Love the way they play. And he's brave, and they came after us. And the first half could have been 2-2, 2-1 them. It was just who was going to make plays. And on the night, I think we made the plays that ended up mattering. I think that's really the only difference in this game, and that's something we haven't done enough to reward ourselves. But as far as game plan, yeah, we draw it up all week. We have all the solutions, and then the whistle blows, and then these players are on their own, and they have to make decisions, and we go back to our principles, hopefully out there, and hopefully some of it sinks in. But coaches certainly get too much credit, and on the other way they get too much blame. But this is it was a good performance. It wasn't a great performance, but it was a good performance. It was a great performance in scoring 4 goals, and that was the difference tonight.
Thank you, man.
Good.
Anything else in the room? Nope. Cool. All right, wrap it up.
Okay, guys, thank you.